B-sides to the fight game with your boy. Yes, indeed. Um, woo! I was taking a nap, so pardon me. I am a little late, but I'm here. I'm here. Um, what I want to say? Don't know what I want to say really. I hope your weekend was good. Hope your week so far has been great. Other than that, I'm here. Uh, gonna talk a little bit about what happened last week in the fight world. Um, as far as events go, news and whatnot. Uh, we had UFC Paris last weekend, or the weekend that just passed. Yeah, last weekend. Yeah, we had UFC Paris. There was an LFA show. Contender Series. I think I talked about Contender Series last week. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about this week's Contender Series. Uh, you also had boxing. Chris Eubank fought. Um, Chris Eubank Jr. fought Liam Smith. The rematch. It was pretty good. Um, Getting into that, Chris Eubank Jr. Man, 10th round stoppage on Liam Smith. Liam Smith beat him earlier this year in a 4th round stoppage. Smith got the 10th round. Um, Eubank looked like Eubank of old. Confidence was out there. Calculated game was out there. A mix of nasty head shots and body work. You know, Eubank is a monster when it comes to his body punches. And he put those things together, man. Liam Smith looked a little off. He did have the kind of twisted his ankle a little bit. I think it was like the first, second round. Um, so you know he was trying to battle through that a little bit. It didn't hinder him much, but um, yeah, man, he was just there to get hit. Uh, he tried to strike, throw the shots. He did land throw his shots, but it's just that Eubank was a lot more effective. During that was it the 4th, 5th round, he turned up a little bit. He turned up a little bit more in like the 7th. I think it was the 7th and 8th. He just made things a lot worse for Liam Smith in rounds as it got deeper and deeper. It just came to the point where it was like, shit, Liam couldn't really do much. And Liam got dogged out, man. Um, Good showing. Eubank was, he needed the win. They were talking about, if Eubank had lost he was gonna have to retire. You know, there was no way of him coming back to boxing. I'm telling you, boxing is a weird sport, man. It's a weird sport because you don't need many losses, and it's like if you lose to certain people or some shit, it's like, yo, that shit could just be detrimental. When it comes to like mixed martial arts or whatever, or competition, jujitsu competition, whatever, you know, you could take some losses and be like, damn, I'm in a losing streak or whatever. I'm gonna come back. But in boxing, you take 3 or 4 losses on the road, and it's like shit. It don't matter how many wins you have. You just take some losses. Like fuck, this guy's gone, man. He's not in it no more. Like fuck that. They'll write you off so fast. But if you happen to lose those fights, man, they're not coming back. They'll dump you, man. Shit. But that card was good though. Adam Azim got a win, 140 against Adam Fanian, unanimous decision. Fraser Clark, my dude, got that beat the brakes. Well, didn't really beat the brakes, but busted up the ear of Dave Allen. So the eardrum just blew up. So it was like in the sixth round. So they stopped it. Florian Marku, the danger man. That dude in welterweight. 54 seconds in the first round. Dylan Moran got dogged, man. Florian Marku, be very careful. In that British Commonwealth super middleweight title, Jack Cullen got the win. Third round, left hook, sleeps Mark Heffron. Ja. Michaela Mayer won, of course. Decision on points. Uh, Lauren Price beat Latoya Musea, Alita Musea. Um, Technical decision with a head clash. And Frankie Stringer got his win, his pro win, and against Angel Gomez by decision. But yeah, Mir got a win. Colin got his win. Well, my dude, Fraser Clark, I'm super happy for him. Uh, the France card, right? Paris card. So the Paris card, it was a little early over here in the States, but I, pardon me, I didn't mind that. That joint was headlined by Cyril Gahn and Sergey Spivak. You know, top guys in the division. Two top 10 guys in the division. Which is weird. I don't know where this division is going. This division is going somewhere. I just don't know where exactly. The heavyweight division. So run down through this real quick. Jacqueline Cavalcanti made her debut and won against Zara Farron. This joint was just Zara Farron just looked horrible out there, man. She did not. She was trying to land shots, but she was just slow. Cavalcanti picked her apart from the first round to the third round. Big shots were landed in the mix between us in the second and especially in the end of the third, where it looked like Cavalcanti could have gotten the finish, but she had a game plan. She executed. The Portuguese fighter went out there and did her thing. So big props and good win and welcome to the UFC, Jacqueline. Um, Farid Basharat beat Clayton Rodriguez. Mentioned, man, those dudes, the Basharat brothers are dangerous, and these dudes training in Extreme Couture is problems. Clayton did come out. They talked about this time he changed. He moved to shooter box with where Charles Oliveira them at, and he came out there. He was trying to press the action with the striking. Farid took time, put his jab out there, the 1-2, threw a couple kicks here and there. Pressure was on him. He got a takedown. Clayton was on the ground for a little bit. Clayton got back up. Clayton tried to pressure and use a takedown. Didn't work. Farid got him down again. Boom. Farid put that wrestling on him. And as much as I like Clayton could strike on the feet. We ain't seen none of Clayton Rodriguez's ground game. And the one time, he did lose was because he was on the ground. This time around, same thing happened. He got shut down, man. Farid managed to lock him up. Full mount, beat him up, get the lock in, the arm triangle, get that side position. Boom. Locked it up. First round submission. Farid Basharat. The third fight on this card was weird. Nora Cannoli versus Jocelyn Edwards. And I mentioned that shit. I picked Jocelyn here. So I did pick Cavalcanti. I picked Basharat. This one, I picked Edwards because I said, regardless of how weird this fight's gonna be, Edwards should be able to win it. Weird shit is, it looked like Edwards had won, but bro, they gave the win to Nora. Jocelyn Edwards and Nora did strike. Nora was putting up some pretty decent numbers on the striking department. Jocelyn was striking as well, but Nora did a lot, do a lot of good kicks, a lot of strong strikes. She is a decorated kickboxer in her own right in native France. Um, Jocelyn was moving. She put that output out there with the jabs. She threw a lot of jabs and a lot of short kicks and whatever. She mixed it up with wrestling. And she got a takedown on Nora every round. She got the takedown. She controlled. Then she got another takedown. And Nora got back up. But yeah, Nora got up. Nora struck a little bit. But she got control for the most part. Even though she did reverse some positions, I will say that, which was very impressive. She was on top, but Edwards was on top. Nora managed to reverse position and get on top. If Jocelyn managed to get her back, whatever, Nora managed to get what she needed to do to drive to get herself back where she needed to go. Um, but yeah, the third round, Jocelyn had a lot of control. I think it could have been 1-1 because how that second round looked. But I thought Edwards would have done enough to get that third round. She did. She practically had the whole round of mostly control and some work. Norma got up. Norma threw a big salvo in the last couple seconds, in the last minute. Yo, they gave Nora the win. Um, Nora gets a win. And Nora and Jacqueline both fought early in their careers. Nora Cannoli's first official pro MMA fight was Jacqueline Cavalcanti's second pro MMA fight, which is crazy. But yeah, props to the two ladies, man. I gotta say though, Nora, Jacqueline fine. Jacqueline and Nora, yo, they fine. They some good, pretty ladies, yo, pretty ladies. Nora, pretty French lady. Uh, Jacqueline, gorgeous Portuguese lady. Yes, indeed. But yeah, man. The next fight here, Ange Lusa versus Reese McKee. Psh, I thought Reese was gonna get it done this time around, man. I talked about it last weekend. Look at the skin, baby. Where I was like, Reese had two bad showings in the UFC. He come back, he picked up the welterweight title, and he come back, he fight Lusa. Man, the fuck was I kidding, man? This dude, Reese tried to fight. Reese damn near got finished on two separate occasions. Reese almost got the win. He could have finished Lusa in the last minute, but didn't get to. But man, this dude, I don't know where his defense is at. Because this man ain't got no he needed Edmund Taverdian on call, man. He needed Taverdian on call. There was no type of head movement, none of that. This dude was getting banged on by Lusa. He threw these nice little kicks and he threw the jab, whatever. But he never managed to keep the range. He never really managed to keep distance. Lusa managed to close in on him and beat up on him. Beat up on him with these big hooks. But it was a couple, you know what I mean? A 1-2. He put the jab to throw the hook. I mean, just big shots over the punches, man. Some looping joints at times. And he hit this man McKee with a combination. Oh my God. Damn near ripped McKee. Oh, he tore McKee to shreds, man. Oh my God. I was just like, what the hell are we doing here, man? Or what are we doing here? Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Reese was there. Um Reese tried his best. But he got lit the hell up. He got lit the hell up. That boy got lit up, man. Um do I feel bad? I feel bad Reese lost. But when you don't make no improvements, your improvements don't really show at all. After the UFC gave you an opportunity to come back, you're supposed to make the moves, man. And as exciting as it is to see you march through shots, your longevity in the sport, it's not a bueno idea. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you're not even ranked. You just like, come on, dude. You getting clocked up. This dude hit you, you dropped, you got back up, you kept getting ripped with uppercuts. Yo, Reese was getting dominated that whole fight. I think Reese need to go back to Cage Warriors, sit in Cage Warriors, defend that title, man. And I don't know, but Cage Warriors got me questioning them. The same way I was questioning them in this next fight too. Um, Musa got the win. It's my dude Taylor Lapilus. Oh my God. I waited all my life. Yeah, it's people, man. These dudes, man, Taylor came back from a long hiatus, man. They cut this dude for no reason. This guy is so talented. And he came back on Saturday. He fought Colin Lawfriend. Lawfriend is the Cage Warriors bantamweight champ. Lawfriend did not fight like no champ. Lawfriend tried to strike a little bit. Lapilus was chilling. Lapilus was there. And Lapilus put out a technical showing, man. Lapilus controlled the majority of this fight off a jab alone. This man's jab, 1-2, the occasional hook or shots to the body, the couple kicks here and there, but the story of that whole fight was the jab. He put that jab out there. Kept Coughlin, left Colin Lawfriend just at the end of them jabs. Lawfriend's face was getting beat up by the jabs. Now, Lawfriend did have a couple good taekwondo strikes he was throwing over here and there. A couple good kicks to some good punches he threw in the mix. He did try to press Lapilus against the cage to try to get the wrestling going, but he did nothing with it. He pretty much held him pinned against the cage, didn't do nothing. He did get a takedown. I will say that. He got a takedown, I think. He got like a takedown. Another takedown or two. But it was just, yeah. Yeah, Lil Lawfriend got two. He got two takedowns. Lapilus got up. and put that work on him. Kept putting the work on him all through the fight. All through the fight. He outlanded Loughran in strikes throughout all the rounds. 30-19 in the first, 19-8 in the second, and 35-21 in the third round. You know, he made things work. He made things work really well. Um, Even though he got taken out, he got right back up. Not very much control. Little to no type of control happened. It was a bad and for Loughran to do what he was doing, hyping up the crowd, get the hate, middle fingers, and all that stuff, bruh. You ain't let anything else happen. Like that was it. You know. I'm just like, wow, man. How you manage that? You put wrestling, no wrestling. That joint's just weird. Oh shoot, I got chat. I'm sorry, I didn't even click my chat. Oh, what up, Ted? Ted over here, man. I ain't even see Ted. My bad, Ted. I'm so in the rhythm and stuff. I didn't even get to, you know what I mean? Hold on. I'm here rambling on. I didn't even go and check my chat, man. I'll be bugging. Um, but yeah, man, it was just a really weird fight to happen. But those dudes at in Cage Warriors, I don't know. What was it? Loughran, McKee, homeboy that was on the Contender Series, that was main event in the Contender Series. They got washed, bruh. I don't know, man. But these dudes gotta fix themselves, man. So far, the only guy like Ian Gary is like the only dude who's managed to like come out there, represent, and just keep the focus. If other than that, like what the hell? But moving on. Manolo Zecchini out of Italy fought Morgan Charrier at 145 here. Another Cage Warriors representative. Cage Warriors featherweight champ. Um, Boy, this fight was good. This fight turned ugly. Then it got real vicious. Manolo was throwing some good shots. Morgan was mixing it up pretty well. But it was Morgan's kicking game. Morgan managed to throw some good good punches, good footwork was shown by both guys. But Morgan's kicking. Morgan kept kicking to the legs, to the body. A lot of good body kicks were going in there. Eventually, late in the fight, for what it was actually the first round. But he managed to land a crazy like teep kick to the body. Boom. Toes got in the body. Hurt. Man said, word. He hurt Zecchini with a body kick. The teep kick, actually, to the body. Boom. Toes get in. Oh. Man said, word. Teleported from where he was. Flew all the way across the other to this guy. And just like dug another kick right to the body. Oh my god. It throws one more and follows up punches. Oh my goodness, man. This dude was folded. I'm like, wow. Morgan Sherry, yeah. Yes indeed. Really happy for that dude. He got that first round stoppage. That's the type of stuff people want to see when you make your debut. Technical fight, but crazy action, and he delivered. So big props to him. He also kind of looked like a Uzi Vert fan, but big props to him, man. We had William Gomez versus Yanis Gemori. Um, I won't get into the details of this fight. It was a very technical fight between these two. Only thing was that Gomez got the win by body kick in the third round. A kick that this dude was trying to say was low. It was low, but it didn't hit the cup really. It kind of hit like the side, the thigh almost. Um, so the ref was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna. No, that's not a low blow, bro." And he deemed it as a TKO. So Gomori got upset. Gomez did look good though. The striking was pretty even. Um, the striking was pretty even. The striking wasn't really even. Gomez was outlanding Gomori for the most part, and it's crazy because I wanted to see Gomez's takedowns, but it was Gomori who was trying to go for a takedown. Attempted 4 takedowns, failed at the takedowns. Gomez had 2 submission attempts, but other than that, man, what am I gonna say? Gomori had landed 28 of 73 total strikes, actually significant strikes, and William Gomez landed 52 of 88. The funniest thing about this fight is that the significant strikes and the total strikes, yeah, weren't really that off. They're off by 15. So the total strikes of Gomez was 61 of 99, and Gomori was 40 of 88. But the significant strikes was that landed were 52 of 88, and for Gomori it was 28 of 73. So Gomez's significant strikes to total strikes was off by 9, and Gomori's was off by 12. Other than, other than that, fight was good. This dude got what he needed. He won. Gomez looked good. Rise the wave. Continue to ride the wave. We have Volkan Ozdemir versus oh yeah, this was the main card portion. Yeah. So we had that Bogdan Guskov guy. I remember I told y'all last week that they were talking about this guy that, he wasn't really all that great. Random dude that came in here. He has a lot of first round finishes, but we don't know what he looks like past the first round. Well, shit, forget it. This dude was trying to throw big shots. Volkan ate some of those. Volkan landed his own big shots. Lit this motherfucker up a little bit. Then, big Volkan. No time wasted. No time. Shit. Let me tell you something. That boy Volkan got that one takedown. Said, oh, boo. Beat up on him a little more. Got the lock in, man. Got that boy up. Submitted him, man. I was totally not expecting a rear naked choke. But after he got that full mount and started beating him up, that dude Bogdan turned, he rolled, gave up his back. Volkan said, sure, I'll take that. Man, tapped out. I'll check out this crazy stats for you, man. Total strikes, 36 of 64 for Volkan. For Guskov, it was 10 of 27. Switch that up to significant strikes. It's 26 of 46 for Volkan and 8 of 25 for Guskov. Bruh. bruh, pack this dude the hell up. I don't want to see Bogdan back over here ever again. Pack him up. Pack him up. The next fight we had. So, oh yeah, that was Volkan's first submission in the UFC too. So, that was impressive. Um, Volkan now training with, was it with those boys out there, man? The All Stars gym. He decided to pack up and train with the All Stars gym. So the Gustafson, Hamza, them. So that was a good showing. Benoit Saint Denis, the God of War versus Thiago Moises. Beast mode. These dudes were throwing some leather, man. And I keep saying, Benoit. I said last week, Moises is a tough guy. His jiu-jitsu would be one of the biggest things we have to worry about in this fight. I said in the striking department, I'd give it to Saint Denis because Saint Denis would look to be the better striker, the cleaner striker of the two. Moises' path to victory, I have to lay more in the jiu-jitsu. But then I'm not even sure about that. Shit. Forget that. My man Moises got one takedown and only 14 seconds of control time in this fight. That's how much that was not a factor. Benoit Saint Denis is ready. He's ready for the big fights. I want to show you. This is a 2-round fight that this lasted, right? I'm gonna show y'all some shit. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Of course, I can't show y'all. You got to see this on OK Live, not OK Live on YouTube and Twitch. But if I could have showed it on OK Live, I showed it on OK Live. But I want you to see. Hey, how you doing? Kakashi Itachi Madara? Naruto? I'm not sure Naruto. I'm good. But yeah, man. So in this fight, you see Thiago Moises landed a total of 27 of 67 strikes. Benoit Saint Denis landed nearly 5 times as much strikes. Threw 3 times as much and landed about 5 times as much. Crazy. Look at this. Look at the copy strike, man. Look at it. This is madness, man. It's madness. See the head strikes, that body work. I think the head strikes will Saint Denis, man. 49 of 123. And a lot of that body work was from mostly the kicks. He threw a couple punches, but he threw a lot of kicks. And the leg kicks, he was tagging up Moises, man. Moises was getting hurt bad, man. And it was just like Moises couldn't do anything. Moises looked like a sitting duck, which is very weird. Thanks. Appreciate that. They got one. I landed Moises, and you got to remember Moises was ranked a while ago, just some years ago, like not even that far apart. Moises managed to be like number 14 in the rankings. He fought Islam when he was ranked. It's like shit. This dude got outclassed, man. My current favorite UFC, my favorite UFC fighter currently, um, shoot. I think because of the way he fights, how he does things, I do like Volkanovski. It's between, it's currently right now between Holloway and Volkanovski. Because I do like how both of them fight respectively. Um, Volkanovski, because he's a small guy, but he carries big man aura, and he's so technical in fights. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, I like him. I like Holloway because Holloway's leveled up, and Holloway's been that dude that doesn't care. He takes any fight, whoever. Yeah, it's very. It's like he's so pinpoint precise with it. Whether it's because of the way his foot placement goes, or how, uh, yeah, it pretty much goes with like his foot placement, the footwork. When he throws a kick, how he manages to move, but he doesn't just move backwards; he moves from side to side. Um, his head movement, the reaction time he has, is just really fine tuned. Like it's crazy because you see him and you see Israel Adesanya. They're both in the same gym. They're both the same. They're both teammates, but they both move in the cage differently. It's just so weird. It's a weird thing, man. And at times it looks like Volkanovski's the more technical guy to Israel, considering Israel's whole history of kickboxing. It's a weird dynamic, man. But they both move in their own way. It's odd. It's so odd. And then you see how both of those guys move differently from the rest of that team. Because you got Dan Hooker, you got Shane Young, um Carlos Ulberg. Yeah. You got all those guys. And Ulberg is gonna be another question mark type guy because he's such a big beastly sized fighter, but his movement comes in kind of like that. His reactionary time be pretty solid. It's just that he has like sometimes cardio issues. Well, he had that earlier in the loss against Kennedy, but he managed to clean that up. Um, he's big, he moves very very fast, but his reactionary time is really impressive for a guy with not that many pro fights. His reactionary time is pretty solid too. But yes, yes, he did. Um, he managed to do something that not many people, I don't think anybody in the UFC has ever done to Islam. Pretty much, he didn't back down. He threw that. He gave that fight. He threw punch for punch, strike for strike, move for move against Islam Makhachev. He gave Islam fits, even though Islam won. Islam won based on being more keeping things in a way where he wasn't able to give a lot to Volkanovski to work with, and then he mixed that up with the wrestling. Whereas this guy's, and he could be like, okay, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna find my way to beat you. That's what Islam usually does. He forces you to do dumb stuff. He'll take the shots. He'll get the takedown. You're like, damn, I'm drowning. Volkanovski never gave him that. Volkanovski didn't give him that. When there's times where Islam took him down, and Volk got right back up. Yeah, great fight, great fight. I hope we get a rematch. I know both of them got opponents coming up too. You know, Islam's gonna fight Oliveira, and Volkanovski may fight Topuria next. I think that's what they need to do. Islam got to finally get a opponent there. So Islam fight Charles. Volk come back. Volk fight Topuria, and then worry about the title. Worry about a rematch. But yeah, man, this guy Saint Denis. This guy on Saturday, the Frenchman. I like this guy. He's so technically sound, man. And it's weird because Saint Denis, his debut fight, word. Me too. I so do. I so hope. Saint Denis got beaten up from pillar to post in his welterweight when he debuted at welterweight. Didn't quit, continued the fight, regardless of how hurt he was. And now he's just been taken over in lightweight. I love to see it, man. But yeah, he ends up stopping. He ends up stopping Thiago Moises, man. Second round ground and pound. He poured it on Moises. Moises dropped. He just beat him up. Very impressive win. Very impressive win for Benoit. As if Khabib comes back, if he ever decides, hey, I'm gonna come back for the guys, for everybody, I don't know. They gotta. I don't know what you're gonna do to get Khabib to come back. Khabib's very interesting. Khabib don't care about money. That's one of the funniest things that I think is also something that I respect Khabib for. Khabib said, "Hey, my dad passed. My mom told me, I made a promise with my mom. I'll retire." Dana White threw all sorts of monies, and he just said, "Nah, I'm good." He stayed undefeated, and he just said, "Nah, I'm good." And no matter how much money or the offers they try to throw at Khabib just like, "Nah, I'm all right." And Dana don't like that. Dana don't like it when you're capable of saying, "Hey, I'm leaving the sport, and I'm leaving on a win." You don't like that. Dana don't like that. Dana don't like that, man. Dana got to make sure that undefeated, you can't be undefeated. You can't go, no, we don't want that. He wanted, hopefully, yeah, he really was. That guy that's a fighter's mentality, man. You ain't see him in no clubs. You don't see him sporting out with the dudes really like that. He's not causing no havoc. He's always in the gym. He's always with his team. He live average. He'll travel here and there, but he lives average. When it's fight time, preparation to a T, goes in the cage in a full-on menace. Non-stop cardio, non-stop wrestling, non-stop activity. To see Khabib's growth from the debut in the UFC to when his last fight in the UFC, it's just been amazing to watch. And I know he wanted to, he was interested in a GSP fight, but he didn't want to do it under the UFC. Hopefully they grapple. I know GSP got a grappling event this year. He's gonna compete. It's been a while. I started doing well. Yeah, this has been for a few months now. Yeah, getting on here has been a few months. I did try to stream a while ago, a while back, but then I took a hiatus, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna get back on. So I've been doing this for a couple months. So you could see like the past episodes I was on here, just talking about the cards, the cards that happened, and then the previous cards, and then just share my thoughts on it. But yeah, I've been on here for a few months now, though. Yep. Oh man. Oh yeah. What was this card here? Oh yeah, this was the co-main event. Manon Fiorot and Rose Namajunas. I like this fight. This fight was very interesting. Manon Fiorot won. Rose Namajunas broke her pinky finger in her right hand. She broke her right pinky. She broke. Um, she broke her right pinky. Manon won, but the stats tell a whole different story. Yo, this is a very weird fight. This is a weird fight. Yo, can we pull these up one more time? Let's pull these up. Check it. Now, if you're watching, these are the stats here. Let me get my big head self out of here. All right. Look. So, when you look, this is what's happening. It's Manon Fiorot landing 62 of 232 strikes. Rose Namajunas landed 60 of 152. By percentages, Rose landed the better percentage of strikes. Even if you look at this and you go, oh, well, Manon Fiorot, they gave Manon Fiorot a unanimous decision win. How? Looking at this joint, you say, okay, Manon Fiorot landed 58 of 225 significant strikes. Rose Namajunas landed 60 of 150. In fights where we seen like what is it? Cynthia Calvillo's last fight, I think, a while ago, where she fought Lupita. I think she fought Lupita Godinez, and she threw a bevy of strikes. She threw like over 200 or something close to 300, and landed a good amount. She still lost that fight, even though she threw more and landed more than Lupi. Because of the percentage of how many she threw, she got. Oh, all right. She freaking. She freaking went and yeah, she went and she lost to Lupi. So this fight here was was a weird one because if you're looking at the fight though, it's like okay, Manon is the bigger opponent. She's bigger. She has more strength. Sure, she was bigger. She was a stronger person. Rose did try to shoot for takedowns and it didn't work. Um, but Rose held her own on the feet. If anything, she just looked undersized, slightly undersized. Somewhat at certain times, she kind of she looked undersized. Sure, what are you wondering? Um, but they gave it to Manon unanimous decision. I just found that weird that they gave a unanimous decision. You could have called it a split decision more so. It would have been more all right. Even though that was their fellow countrywoman, even the fans kind of looked at it like, that was kind of weird. But, it is what it is. Rose, we'll see what happens with Rose. Rose dared to be great. Looked all right. Just the power was different. Just the power size and power difference. But I just found that very interesting that Rose had a better percentage landing. Even though Manon was busy, the percentages were different. But Then we had Spivak versus Cyril Gane. And this fight, it was a good fight. This was a good fight, the main event. Cyril Gane coming back after the loss from John Jones. We wondered how he'll look against another fighter who's also a wrestler, a grappler wrestler. We want to see what he improved on. I'm gonna be honest with you. He didn't improve on anything. He looked the same way that he looked before he faced John Jones. The same way he looked before he faced Francis Ngannou. The dude is a special breed of fighter because he's big the way he is, moves multiple weight classes lower than where he is. He moves like a flyweight or a bantamweight. The guy is quick, big power, crazy technique. It's like, you know what I mean? He's skills above a good portion of these guys at heavyweight. It's just going to be that whole of wrestling where, where we're just going to wonder how does he really look if he's going to get taken down. We're not seeing that. In this fight, we didn't see that. Every time Sergey tried to stomp in a close distance, Sergey didn't jump in with a takedown. He tried to go in with the clinches. Cyril was already on notice. Like, hey, this dude's going to clinch against me in the cage. I got to get out of here. So every time Sergey tried to close in, Cyril Gane either pushed him away, pushed off of him, or or just avoided the underhooks. Pretty much. That's what he did. They fought when he tried to get that one good clinch, they were in hooks. And I think Sergey tried to get the underhooks. No, Sergey tried to get the overhooks. And Cyril Gane just pulled out the hooks, pulled his arms out, said, hey, yo, forget that. When he tried to close in, he moved back, he moved his body back and then pushed off. And then pretty much just threw the kicks, typical the oblique kicks, The typical jabs, the kicks, the strikes. But give props to Cyril Gane because Cyril Gane did some really, really good body work. That was the name of the game for a good portion of these fights. Body work. Especially this one. Because for just a round and a half, about a round and a half, my dude, 51 of 69 to 7 of 26 in the first round. 58 of 87 to 4 of 18. Sergey Spivak was caught in the bright lights, man, and thought he was going to show up and just didn't. Like, he didn't want to strike with Cyril and tried so hard to get these clinches, this grappling going, and couldn't get the grappling. Wish this dude would have went in for a strong double leg, which he didn't go for a double leg. Wish he would have went in for like a high crotch, didn't go for a high crotch takedown. Didn't even go for a desperation single. He was getting picked apart, and every time he tried to clash bodies to get the clinch, it just didn't work. And he got picked apart. He got tore up to the body. Then that second round came. He was getting tore up some more. And then we seen that finishing sequence. He got dropped. He got back up. He got beat up. Then, damn, gone in them standing hammer fist. Hilarious, man. Cyril Gane being as big as he is, throwing standing hammer fist is one of the craziest fucking things you'll see. Like, he just wanted to put this dude away. He's not throwing overhands or bolo hooks. This man is throwing the hammer fist. Crazy, but he got the win. Talking about a possible fight with Tom Aspinall. I know Aspinall is going to need one more fight to get that title shot. One more win for a title shot. And it looks like it'll be Aspinall versus Gane. And I don't mind that at all. Aspinall's technical in his own right. He's fast in his own right. Another fast-moving heavyweight who's technical. He looked very good on his feet in his last fight against Marcin Tybura. He had the surgery and all that done to his knee, the leg, the knee. He looked very well. So if that matchup happens, it happens. I look forward to it. Which now leaves us let me keep doing custom stuff like a logo, banner, like a make for a channel. I'll think about it. Not right now, but I'll think about it. I was thinking about doing that myself, but I'll think about it. As I keep doing this, I get the feel, more of the feel of it. You know what I mean? If I need it, I'll let you know. I can let you know, no problem. But for now, I'll leave it like this. But when I'm getting ready, I'll let you know. So that's that for the Paris card. Now, this week, not a lot of MMA. I lied. Did you not read the title? Not a lot of MMA. We're going down under for UFC 293. Israel Adesanya faces Sean Strickland. Strickland is currently cool. Sean Strickland is currently our number 5. Right? Our number 5 middleweight in the division. The UFC middleweight division is such a weird division currently. because Adesanya cleaned the majority of the division. So now it's like, who you fight? Now he was supposed to fight Dricus Duplessis. Duplessis, after that whole thing that happened, after Duplessis won, Duplessis came out, said he didn't want to fight Israel. He felt Israel was disrespectful. He got a lot of backlash for his comments, that whole thing of him being more African than Izzy. Um, he said some things, and then he got checked by Israel, and then all of a sudden it became, the nerves set in. I think that's what happened. The nerves set in, and the backlash and all that stuff. He wasn't ready at the time. He wasn't ready for that. He didn't expect to have those things, to have to hear, to get those responses from the fans and a lot of other folks. So all of a sudden he came out with this foot injury, that he had a foot injury. He went to get the surgery or whatever. And in a month's time, which if you get a surgery, your foot, you know what I mean? He said the foot was broken or something like that, fractured or some shit. It takes more than a month. This man went, got the surgery, was healed within a month. And once they blind this fight, oh my God, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. The revenge. He gave revenge. I know some people were upset by it, but they didn't know the backstory that, his son, Pereira's son, had did the same thing to him when he lost by knockout. So he got his revenge. The kickboxing bout, his son got in there, did that. So Izzy did it too. Pettiness, man, pettiness. But you need to do it. Teach him a lesson. Oh man. But yeah, man. So after they booked that fight, the Strickland fight, that they said Strickland's would be the next up. Jikas came out and said, "Yo, I'm fully healed and I can't wait to go to the gym and do all this stuff." And Jikas is not going over there. He's not gonna be going to the event, because usually some of the number one contenders, they go to the event and they watch the fight. That's how you set it up. Whatever. He said no, he's not. Which lets you know there's some nervousness. There's some nervousness going on in Dricus Duplessis' head. Which is weird because you just beat the guy that everybody wished they could beat in Robert Whittaker. And it's like, what the hell? But yeah, since nobody else is on the roster currently in the rankings was available, Sean Strickland's getting this chance. Now Sean Strickland just beat Abus Magomedov. 1 second round TKO. Good showing there. The dude's tough. Good, great cardio. Crazy volume. He has an awkward striking style, but things work out for him. He makes things work. He can wrestle, but we haven't seen his wrestling much. I'm on Twitter. Just look for the same name here, Mr. B. You'll find me. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. New Year, same B, at Mr. B. 1986. Yeah. So, but yeah. So Strickland's here. Strickland comes from a great camp, Extreme Couture, training, Eric Nixick, Chris Curtis, a lot of good talent, a lot of great talent. Brad Tavares, a lot of folks. So that's gonna be going on there. What else we got? Oh yeah, let me run down through this. So on the co-main event, we got Tai Tuivasa number 6 versus number 7 Alexander Volkov at heavyweight. Currently, right now, Tuivasa's a 160 underdog. Probably change. We also have Manel Kape, number 10 in the flyweight division, versus Felipe dos Santos. Felipe, Felipe dos Santos. Justin Taffa fights Austin Lane. Tyson Pedro fights. Oh, this is a rematch. Justin Taffa versus Austin Lane because Austin Lane stuck his whole finger in Justin Taffa's eye. Um, and Tyson Pedro's fighting Anton Takali. On the prelims, we got Ulberg. I was just talking about him too versus Dawoon Jung at light heavyweight. Jack Jenkins versus Chepe Mariscal. Chepe is that dude that got that big win. He had that big win, man, coming in as an underdog against Trevor Peek, was it? Was it Peek? Yeah, I think it was Peek. He beat Trevor Peek. Yep, it was Trevor Peek. He beat Trevor Peek in his debut because I didn't know that guy had judo. That dude had a full-on judo background, which was bonkers, and he managed to throw Trevor Peek left and right, man. That was like what the hell, bro. um, we also have Jamie Malarkey versus the OG John Makdessi at lightweight. Nasrat Haqparast versus Landon Quinones at lightweight. That boy Blood Diamond versus Charlie Radke at welterweight. Shane Young versus Gabriel Miranda at featherweight. And Kevin Josette versus Kiefer Crosby at welterweight. So let's get into this one. Yeah. Just gotta look for MISTERB 86. 1986 or 86. So opening the card as mentioned, we got Kevin Josette versus Kiefer Crosby. Now Josette is 8-2. He's from Paris, France. I was saying when I was looking at this dude should have been on the damn kickboxing card. I mean, he should have been on the freaking Paris card last week, but nope. He's out here. He is from the city kickboxing team, Israel Adesanya's team, which is very interesting. He has 8 wins, no losses, 4 by finish, 4 by decision. He's been stopped once by strikes and lost 1 by decision. And his last loss was in 2022. And he got knocked. He got technically knocked. Well, he didn't get stopped really. A cut stopped the fight in round 2 against Jack Della Maddalena, who will be fighting Kevin Holland real soon. Crazy matchup, but yeah, that's happening. But other than that, this dude's look like he keeps things very technical. Well, then again, he is French. The French fighters their kickboxing style is very technical. It's very technical sound. They're not trying to go in there. Yeah. They're not really trying to go in there being killers or anything. But they managed to keep things on like a point strike range, selective shots, finding marks. They do really good. Um, he's going up against a dude that if you don't watch Bellator, you won't quite know. But it's Big Daddy Kiefer Crosby. Now, Crosby has actually had 7 fights in Bellator. This man shows up for all of the overseas fights. All the Dublin cards, he's over there. It's very interesting, man. Um, but he's gonna be here. He'll be making his official UFC debut, represent SBG Ireland. Yes, we all know who comes from that camp, Conor McGregor. Yeah, man, and very interesting. He's coming off of beating Cowboy Oliveira at on the Rise Fighting Championships on August of this, not August, April of this year. Um, he had took 2 losses, his last 2 Bellator losses, Georgie Karakanian and Charlie Leary. But he fought some good um talent, you know, decent talent. He's a big boy, husky boy. Not a chunky boy, but just solid. 7 wins. 7 wins by finish, 3 wins by decision. He's never had a decision win, and he's only been knocked out or technically knocked out once and submitted once. Yeah. His one stoppage was by a doctor stoppage. So, this is gonna be interesting. Crosby trains out of a good team, big solid stuff. Uh, as mentioned, big strikes. He got big power. He's calm. Yeah, he can get aggressive. He can kind of becomes a bully at times. And Giuseppe is gonna be very technical. This is a hell of a fight to open the card with. Fuck. I'm gonna like this fight. But yeah, my city kickboxing gym rule does apply here. Um, I'll get to that after we break this card down. So it'll be Crosby coming in. Giuseppe will probably be the counter striker here. Crosby is a decent counter striker himself, but I think Giuseppe will look to put the. This is a close fight. This is a lot closer than what people would give credit for. Um, the next fight, Shane Young, Gabriel Miranda. Shane Young, Maranui. This guy, Shane Young, 30 years old, 5'8", 72.5-inch reach. Represents City Kickboxing. 6 wins and 1 loss by strikes, 4 by submission. He has 2 decision wins, but 6 decision losses. And his 1 knockout loss, I could tell you straight out the book, is from Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein knocked this man out in Klein's debut. Klein did miss weight for that fight, but Klein knocked him out regardless. If I remember correctly, Ludovic put that man to sleep. That was, if you look that up, he did that weird haka, the march, and the ooh, the ooh. He did all that stuff just to go to sleep. Okay, cool. appreciate that. Um, so yeah, Shane Young strikes well, wrestles well, nothing great, but he's going through them growing pains of being in this organization. Cool. Gotcha. Erica Hills. Cool. Gotcha. I appreciate the follow. Um. So yeah. Um. Shane Young. Currently on this 3-fight losing streak. He got dogged by Blake Builder in Blake Builder's debut. Omar Morales managed to piece him up on the feet really solidly. Klein knocked him unconscious. Could Shane get better? Yeah. But Shane's wrestling defense is not that solid. Shane strikes, but his power, he's not necessarily like a power type of guy. His stuff comes from in combination. Um, you don't got like really one shot KO power. Probably with the kicks, but not necessarily with punches. Um, but he gotta really string it together, man. You gotta string it together. He's going up to get this cat by the name of Gabriel Miranda. And Miranda, Fly Gabriel Miranda, is 33 years old. 5'11" with the 71-inch reach, represent MMA Masters. Now, this dude got one win by strikes. He's lost to strikes twice. He's lost by decision 4 times. He has no decision wins. But he has 15 wins by submission. 15 of 16 wins by submission. As crazy as that looks, and you're like, okay, Shane Young could win this on the feet then? No. You can't even give him the benefit of the doubt. These are all the guys who train at MMA Masters. And this is why I say this. Ricardo Lamas was the original guy. Anthony Rocco Martin trains there. Colby Covington trains there. Nate Landwehr trains there. Ilya Topuria trains there. Cesar Ferreira. Rami Hamed, who's 12-3. Really good guy fighting outside the organization. Wish the UFC signed him. Somebody could pick him up. Priscilla Cachoeira. Themba Gorimbo, who picked up a win recently. The late Josh Salmon. Danny Chavez. Miguel Baeza. Come on, man. What? And the names I've read are all in the UFC or have fought in the UFC, except Remy. You got quality training partners. Shane Young is the one dude in city kickboxing. Yeah, he really does. He does. No problem. No problem. Yeah. Builder has crazy potential. He's crazy potential. Insane. Like, really good cardio. Good cardio. His wrestling, his chain wrestling is pretty solid. I know he kind of did take that one loss, but no, insane potential regardless. Because even in that loss, he kind of looked good. Yeah, he did look good. It was just the number of takedowns, but he looked real good. I like him. I like him. A friend of mine's interviewed him on this podcast, Combat Sports with Rhino. He interviewed Blake Builder, um, and Blake talked about it. His his determination to go get the train, that's motivated by training and going out there and having these tough fights, and knowing that going to the UFC is a big deal, and the competition goes up a level. But I believe Blake Builder will get himself to where he needs to be as far as the rankings go. And who knows, man? Future title contender, we'll see. But this dude Miranda, this fight with Young Miranda, I would be sitting here talking about Shane Young should get this win. I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably take Miranda. How much faith I have in Shane Young at this point. And somehow, some way, Shane will get this fight on the feet, and Miranda will take that man to the ground. I feel it. I feel that's what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be really upset by it. There'll be a lot of control time on the ground. Gabriel's gonna find his way. He'll strike calmly. He'll get his way to get a takedown. And Shane Young can't defend properly. He cannot defend the takedown. Um, Next fight, Blood Diamond, Charlie Radke. Radke 7-3. Um, Chuck Buffalo is the nickname. That's kind of crazy. He's 33 years old, 5'10". They don't have a reach listed. Oh yeah, look, and we just talked about him too. MMA Masters. Another MMA Masters dude. 5 wins by stoppage, by finish, 3 by strikes, 2 by submission, 2 by decision. He has 1 loss by strikes and 2 by decision. And Justin Montalvo. Oh, Montalvo. That name sounds familiar. Yes, 5-1 Montalvo. Yes. Yes, that's how I remember. Yeah. He trains with we're Sarah Longo. He trains with Sarah Longo. He's a good guy. But he got a knockout win before, and then he lost to Archie Colgan. And Archie's good. Archie's real good. So I can't even hate on that. But yeah, man. Good guy he's facing here. And he even picked up a win against Jonathan Piersma, a split decision win a little early in his career, actually last year. If you don't know, Piersma's a good fighter, but an even better grappler. So to beat Piersma, you're getting looked at, man. My dude has some good grappling skills then. And Blood Diamond, this is pretty straightforward. Blood Diamond trains with City Kickboxing. He fought a lot of kickboxing bouts in China. Mike Mathetha, 3-2. He's on 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Ryan Cozy. He lost to Jeremiah Wells. No takedown stoppage, really. He has no takedown defense much. It's still a work in progress. But if he could keep the fight standing, he's really, really good. Big shots. Fast, good kickboxing, good footwork, good movement. It's just that you're an MMA fighter now. And some people, some people adjust and some people just quite don't adjust. I don't know how to feel about this one because I feel like Diamond, if you're going to have Diamond fight for you, you got to match him up with just like strikers and let him get his feel work on his flaws instead of just have him come in there against the overall guys. Guys who are good on the feet and on the ground as well. You got to build those guys up. We got a guy like Blood Diamond. You got to build him up. So I'll probably say Radke on this one. Probably could be wrong, but I'll take Charlie Radke here. Landon Quinones, Nazar Hakparas is next at 155. Landon is 7-1, and Landon is pretty good. He pretty good. The lone wolf. 27 years old, 5'9", with a 72-inch reach. He got 6 wins by stoppage, by finish, 1 win by decision. He's only lost 1 fight by decision. And yeah, he fought on this season's of The Ultimate Fighter. He's a dude with big power. He strikes. He has good boxing. But it's just that on Tough, we learned that this guy doesn't have a ground game. Not necessarily a ground game. He has 1 submission. But shit. But then again, he did fight. He fought Jason Knight. Jason Knight has about 4 times as many fights as Quinones has. So in all respect, 3 to 4 times as much fights. So out of respect, I can't just sit there and just, what I mean? It's all bullshit. But Quinones has great power. When he lands his shots, boom. The problem is, he's getting an opportunity to be on a pay-per-view card, travel, across the world to Australia to fight. But you fight Nasrat Hakparas, man. And Hakparas is a formerly ranked guy. He was formerly ranked. 14-5. He's 28 years old. And I keep forgetting this. I keep thinking like he's 32. Dude is 28. 5'10", 72-inch reach. Represents Afghanistan. Trains in TriStar Gym with the legendary Faraz Zahabi. Home of the legendary George St. Pierre. And that whole team. Currently, the PFL lightweight tournament winner. And will probably be a 2-time winner. Oliver Aubin Mercier trains there too. There's a lot of guys, Charles Air Jordan. No, is it Jordan? No. Ayman Zahabi. There you go, Faraz's brother. And a couple other guys. But yeah. 9 wins by finish, strikes. 5 wins by decision. He's been knocked out once. Submitted once. Lost 3 decisions. Now, Hakparas was on a hot streak at one point. He came into the UFC in his debut, lost to Marcin Held. Marcin Held is the leg lock monster. He won 3 fights, lost to Drew Dober, got knocked out. That was when he tried to throw that kick, and then he got hit with that right hand, knocked unconscious with the ground and pound. Won 2 fights, lost 2 fights, beat John Magdesi last time out. Growing pains, because he's a young fighter. He's 28. Still got time to get better. Yo, what up, Ted? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. What's up, dude? What's going on? I'm living. Talking up these fights and breaking down these cards. But yeah, Nasrat Hakparas is gonna be this guy in this fight who is going to move. He's going to throw kicks. He's going to throw jabs. He's going to keep combinations running. Hakparas got about 2.5 rounds of just sheer striking cardio. If you try to wrestle, he's going to move away. He'll defend a takedown or two. I don't think Quinones is going to really threaten with takedowns, although he probably should. This is going to be a technical masterpiece for Nasrat Haqparast. If Quinones could get the win here, bro, that is major. But I don't think he gets the win here. I think this is you looked good. You didn't really get to show your opportunity, your skills on tough. Let's give you a shot here. But they gave him against a technical monster in Nasrat. Nasrat is going to more than likely, as I said, stick move, throw these shots, get this combination, this volume going like crazy. Either he'll pick them apart to get the TKO, land something big to get the knockout. I won't be surprised if this goes to a decision. I'll be a little surprised if a knockout happens. If it's a technical knockout, depending. But if a clean-cut knockout happens, I'll be thoroughly surprised. But yeah, Haqparast will be my pick here. Good fight though. Jamie Mullarkey versus John Makdessi. You just mentioned Nasrat Haqparast just fought John, and John is 18-8, and it's crazy because John Makdessi is another guy. If I remember, I think John trained with TriStar at one point in his career. If I remember, I think he trained with TriStar. He did do some training with Jackson Wink. That's how I remember it. Yeah, John Makdessi. Yeah, GSP. Yeah, they used to train at TriStar. And when TriStar, when Jackson Wink was big, Jackson Wink and TriStar were big because, they had the guys. They used to they used to train together. So you see a lot of the TriStar guys, GSP and them, train with John Jones, Nate Marquardt, the Carlos Condits in the world. John Makdessi was one of those guys that was training with both guys. Eventually, Makdessi left, did his own thing now. But John up in age now, man. 38 years old, 5'8", 68-inch reach. Took that last loss. Boy. Took that last loss. But yeah. 9 wins by strikes. KO TKO. 9 decisions. 2 losses by KO TKO. 1 loss by submission. 5 by decision. And I can tell you one of those KO losses was to Lando Venata. I know that because it was a highlight. It was a highlight, damn it. And I think the other one was to Donald Cerrone, if I remember, because I think Cerrone broke his jaw. Oh my God, the trash talk before that fight ever happened, leading up to that fight, was crazy. But yeah, that man landed that big ass that boy landed that right hand, man. He put that big right hand on him, broke his jaw. That was when Cowboy was just slaying folks, man. Annihilating people. When he had the drive, the vigor. But yeah, man. This boy Makdessi going up against Jamie Mullarkey, though. No Mullarkey. Jamie, I'm not taking no Mullarkey. Yep, that's his name. 29 years old, 6 foot tall, 74-inch reach. Represent Magnus Martial Arts Arena, as well as City Kickboxing. I mentioned that. They don't put that here, but he does train in City Kickboxing. Because that gym is a small gym, so you got to coincide with gyms in the area, and you got to train City Kickboxing. Now, Mullarkey fought Alexander Volkanovski a long while ago. And that's how Jamie Mullarkey ended up being teammates and training with City Kickboxing. Now Malarkey got 10 wins by strikes, stoppage, KO, TKO. 3 wins by submission, 3 by decision. He's lost 4 times due to strikes, 2 losses by decision. His last fight, I think he got knocked out. Yeah, technically knocked out by the Israeli Muhammad Naimov. Was it Naimov? It was, yeah, it's Israeli, right? No. Ooh, I put the wrong title on that, man. The Tajikistani. There you go. I'm confusing him with the Ashmuz guy, I think. Yeah. But yeah, he lost to Naimov, beat Prado, beat Johnson by split, lost to Jalen Turner. No shame in that. Beat Devontae Smith and Common Worthy. Actually knocked up both those guys out. Jesus Christ. Malarkey's gotten better with his hands. There's like a dude who got a good chin, good skills, in your face. He's always in your face. Even if he's taking damage, he's in your face. He doesn't back off really. He keeps the constant pressure, beats you up, goes for the takedowns, fights very smart. He does get caught up in these striking exchanges, though. I will say that, and that's one of his problems. That's what ended up getting him knocked out by Naimov. He put the pressure, too much pressure, never lets off the gas at times, and then gets caught. In this one, he's gonna have to ease up, take his time. A dude like Makdessi is not what he used to be. As far as takedown defense goes, I think the smart path for a dude like Malarkey is to go in there and apply the pressure. Take away the kicking range from Makdessi, force Makdessi into punch exchanges. Malarkey has the better power with the punches. I think kicks will be different. So you got to take away the kicking range from Makdessi, put your boxing on Makdessi, and mix it up with the boxing and the takedowns. That's how you beat a guy like Makdessi. For Makdessi, it's always going to be about range, defend certain takedowns. Oh yeah, defend some of these takedowns. Don't get caught up against the cage. And land your strikes. But whatever you do, make sure you don't get caught up in a kicking exchange. In a punching exchange. Because you're susceptible to getting countered. Yeah, where's the bag? Get a green bag and put the stuff in the green bag. Yeah. So, sorry, I told my niece. But yeah. So, my pick there. I always cheer for the old school dudes, but I'm gonna take Malarkey on this one. Because I already picked against 2 of the city kickboxing guys. I'm gonna get on the road and I'm gonna take Malarkey on there because Malarkey is technically a city kickboxing guy. I told you I was gonna explain that. I'll explain it since I'm here now. When city kickboxing guys fight, I got a theory with city kickboxing fighters. If it's 2 guys that are fighting from city kickboxing, they'll both win. If 3 guys are fighting from city kickboxing on the card, 2 of them will win, 1 of them will probably lose. If it's 4 guys that are fighting on the city kickboxing card, 2 of them will win, 1 will be in a shaky fight where they may win, they may lose. It's gonna look like that. It's gonna look real shaky. Like, oh my God, they could win. Oh my God, they're losing. Then they'll probably win. Or it's, oh my God, they're losing. Oh my God, they magically won. Or, oh, look like they win. Oh my God, how they lose? And then there'll be one guy who just flat out loses. If it's 5 or more, we'll get 3 of those guys to win. 2 of those guys will be in shaky fights. 1 guy will lose. That's the theory. That's my theory. When it gets to like 4 people, yeah. When it gets to 5, it'll be 3. No, 5 or more. I got 5 or more city kickboxing guys. 3 of them will probably win. 2 of them being shaky fights. 1 is guaranteed to lose. It's been like that for a while, and it has not failed me. It has not failed me. Now, the next fight here is 145. Jack Jenkins versus Chepe Mariscal. Jack Jenkins came from the Contender Series last season. No, I want to say, was it last season of the Contender Series, right? I want to say last season. Yes, last season. Haha. He had that ground and pound win in round 3. So far, he's won 2 fights. His last fight, though, controversial. He took a split decision win against Jamal Emmers. I think Emmers got robbed. Because Emmers did good in the first. Actually, Jack won the first round. Emmers took the second round, and Emmers definitely ran with the third round. But they gave Jack Jenkins the win. Jack is a good guy. He has good cardio, but he got outgunned on the feet. Jamal Emmers pieced that man up on the feet. And he got some takedowns in the mix. But with that said, Jack Jenkins is a strong dude. He's a buff boy for 145, a big 145er. Okay striking. He has those leg kicks. His leg kicks are just beast mode. He's broken legs, and I think he broke dude's leg the last fight, the Shanyan guy, before the Emmers fight. He fucked up. He beat the dude that he fought on the Contender Series. He messed that dude's leg up. Don Sheamus' leg got jacked up. I remember that. Sheamus' leg got broken. It got jacked up bad. And yeah. And Emmers avoided those leg kicks. But as I said, big boy, good wrestling, crazy ground and pound when he gets on you. Those elbows are vicious. But Chepe Mariscal trains at an Elevation Fight Team, the Machine Gun, 30 years old, 5'7", 69-inch reach. Has that judo background as we mentioned. Yo. 68-inch reach and 5'7". Mariscal will have a slight reach advantage. Not really a height advantage, just a slight reach advantage. But he has that judo. But his cardio will be legit. Now he has 9 wins by finish, 5 by decision, 3 wins, 3 losses by KO TKO, and 3 by decision. He won 4 in a row. The guy has, but he's lost to dudes. He's lost to guys like we kind of look at and be like, huh? And then he lost to Joe Anderson Brito. What's kind of crazy though is like if you look at this guy's record, you're like, what the hell? He fought Gregor Gillespie in like his fourth pro fight. He fought Gregor Gillespie. He later on fought Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell is in the UFC right now. He fought Carl Dean to no contest, but he fought Yusuf Zalal. He fought Pat Sabatini and won against Pat. He won against Yusuf Zalal. But he got knocked out by Joe Anderson Brito, Steve Garcia, and then he lost to Sean Soriano. And Sean Soriano did not look great in the UFC at all. But Garcia got brand new breath of fresh air, man. But yeah, blessed. Fought Driver Peak last fight out. Crazy match. Both of these dudes were just throwing, but as I mentioned, Mariscal and his judo. His judo played big dividends, paid off in big dividends in that fight. Managing to get a hook, whether he got an underhook, yeah, he managed to get the wizard and turn that into a takedown. Get the body lock, turn that into a takedown. Like any opportunity he managed to hold his opponent, he turned it into a takedown. It was really good work from him. I enjoyed that. That was some really good stuff. Um, for this one here, tough fight, and Chepe's moving down to 145. So, because the debut was 155, and he took that fight on short notice. So if I had to take a pick, shit. I think Chepe could get a win here. I think Jenkins will probably be the favorite. I think Chepe could get a win here. I'll probably take Chepe. Next fight, Carlos Ulberg versus Daun Jung in light heavyweight. The Black Chad, Carlos Ulberg, who is 32 years old, 6'4", with the 77-inch reach, representing City Kickboxing. 6 wins by KO/TKO, 2 wins by decision, and his one lone loss came at Kennedy and Jetchuku. I mentioned that. The round 2 hooks because he gassed horribly. But three wins in a row after that. He beat Sharant, Tefon and Chukwi knocked him out. Nikolai Negamoranu beat that boy up. Ihor Porteria, he annihilated Ihor. The guy's good, man. He's still a work in progress, but he is good. I mentioned big body moves. He's very aware. Uses the whole cage to his advantage. He will move. He will gallop. He will get on that bicycle and just gallop throughout the cage. Keep distance. Put range out there. Land the big body kicks. You know, the downward kicks. And then try to land his combinations, man. He's nasty. He had a nasty short hook. I think it's a short left hook. His left hook is his money shot. The left hook or the straight right. Actually, the straight left. But the hook, his left hook, whether it's in short distance, long range, his hook is his money. His hook is money, man. But Daun Jung, 15-4. Sera. Haya. 29 years old, representing Korean top team. 6'4" with the 78.5-inch reach. You know, their representative, one of their top representatives, just retired in the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung, man. Korean top team. So it's kind of crazy to see that. Yeah, man. But yeah, John Man Kim, Tae Hyun Bang, Jung Young Park. Hiya. The Iron Turtle. But yeah, boy is big. 11 wins by KO/TKO, 2 by submission. He's been finished twice. 2 wins by decision, 2 losses by decision. And I think his last he's riding a 2-fight losing streak. Yep. I forgot he fought Devin Clark. Yeah, Devin Clark won by unanimous decision. I remember my dude Dustin Jacoby finished him in the first round. But before that, he had some good wins, man. Very talented guy. A guy who works very well in the clinch. He works well in the clinch. He's a rangy guy, but sometimes he overextends himself to get clipped. Um, that's why I'm kind of scared for this fight. That's why I'm taking Alberg on this one. Down Jung kind of has a couple holes in his striking. When he, as I mentioned, when he throws certain strikes, he leaves himself a little too wide with the strike. And Alberg, even though he hasn't had that many fights, pro fights, he's managed to adapt, and he can adapt on the fly. And he throws. He has that beautiful left hook I mentioned, and that hook comes in quick, and it's effective as hell. So I think Jung will try to go and press. He will press the action a little bit. He will look to tire out Alberg against the cage. I think Alberg will land his shots, find his way, and either get a finish. I can see Alberg trying to ride this off to a decision, but I think Jung will leave himself open to getting caught. Either it's going to be by that left hook again, that left hook will shine again, or it will be a technical decision. Technical decision. Technical performance, but in a decision format. If not, then that boy gonna get he gonna get knocked the hell out. But I'll take Carlos Alberg there. I'll take Alberg, which leads us to our main card. Yay! Anton Turkalj versus Tyson Pedro, light heavyweight. Turkalj's from Sweden. He got his opportunity on the Contender Series. He is 27 years old, 6'4", with the 78-inch reach, representing GBG MMA. 7 wins by finish. He's lost once by submission. That one submission I think was against our monstrous guy by the name of Jalton Almeida. I think that was it. 1 win by decision, 1 loss by decision. Yes, it was Almeida. And then he lost to Victor Petrino before that. I mean after that. But yeah. This guy battled Gustafson in a grappling event back in 2019. But they say, when they talked about him on the Contender Series, they talked about how good of a grappler he was. And coming to the UFC, he fought this dude, Asiel dos Santos, on the Contender Series last season. And he looked all right. The grappling, he had the takedowns. He pieced them up a little bit, but did a lot of groundwork, a lot of control. But these 2 fights, he's gonna get worked. Although against Jalton Almeida makes everybody look, everybody he's fought, he made it look easy. It's like one-way traffic. He goes in there, pieces you up big time. If he gets a hold of you, he takes you down. It's a wrap, and that's what happened pretty much to him when he fought Jalton Almeida. Almeida beat him up. Man tried to run and squirm, couldn't. Got rear naked choke. And Petrino hit him with big ass shots, and then took him down whenever he felt like it. And Petrino's looking good as a light heavyweight. What the hell is up with that? Bro, he's fighting Tyson Pedro. Now Pedro had the bad leg injury. Pedro came back. He had the bad leg injury a while back. He came back. He been looking pretty good. It's just that he fought Modestas Bukauskas last fight. Modestas looking different out here. I don't know, Modestas. I guess you know what it is. Modestas fought Khalil Roundtree, had the whole knee destroyed. and came back with a vengeance. You know, he fought on Cage Warriors, won the light heavyweight title, I think it was. Came, fought Tyson Pedro, and put on some good technical savagery on Tyson Pedro. Oh, check in the bathroom in that basket. Yeah. Um. Yeah. He went out there, beat up Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro looked so out of place in that fight. But that's Modestas Bukowskis for you. Bukowskis managed to press action when he needed to, when it was in range. He fired off before Pedro. So I think Pedro got to pick up a win here. He beat Henry Hudsucker. He beat Ivan Nueva. Those two guys were kind of slow. Bukowskis is a fast-moving guy. You got to remember that too. So in this matchup here, which is pretty simple, Pedro can strike. Pedro got good boxing. How he uses his legs is a little iffy. His kicks are kind of awkward. Leg kicks are good, but the rest of his kicking arsenal is not really that solid. But when he uses his his footwork to put his boxing together, different story. When he puts that in combination together, different story. But Tyson Pedro, always remember, for as good as he looks like when he's on fire with his striking, even more dangerous with his submission skills. And submission-wise, he's good when he's the hammer, not so good when he's the nail. This could be a little risky, but I'm going to take Pedro regardless. I think Pedro kind of gets this done mostly on the feet. If Turkali could get this on the ground, he's going to have to stay top heavy on Pedro to get this to win this if he takes it to the ground. If not, Pedro will try to work off his back, man. But for the most part, be prepared to fight Pedro on his feet. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm taking Tyson Pedro. Pedro probably get this done within 2 rounds. I'll say 1.5. Yeah, I'll say 1.5. 1.5, yeah. We got Justin Taffa versus Austin Lane. Light heavyweight. Not light heavyweight. Heavyweight. Austin Lane came to make his debut. Pokes the absolute shit out of Justin Taffa in his eye. Goofball. 35 years old. 6'6" with an 80-inch reach. 11 wins by KO, TKO. Never lost. Never lost yet. 1 submission. I'm lying. He got 3 losses by stoppage. By strikes. He's 12-3. Bulldog Boxing is his team that he trains with. He never seen a decision. At least that's good. So his fights, all his fights will be action-packed then. If you never see a decision, action-packed fights. Before the Justin Taffa eye poke, he fought on the Contender Series last year. Won by ground and pound. Looked real good. He fought Eric Lunsford, Juan Adams. You remember Juan Adams? Juan Adams was out here in the UFC. He beat Juan Adams. This was a title fight. Yeah, that was a title fight. He fought. He beat Juan. Sean Jackson, he beat before that. Brad Taylor. Tabaris Gordon. Okay. He lost to Vernon Lewis, who was like he reminds me of Derek Lewis. They're not related. But Vernon is pretty cool. I thought Vernon would get called up to the UFC a while ago, but it never happened. Yeah, he did get annihilated by Greg Hardy, though. But yeah, big guy. He fights kind of awkward because he's long. He's rangy. So he kind of fights. He when he throws certain things, it looks awkward. But his boxing's good. When he throws his legs, a lot of tall guys look awkward as fuck when they throw strikes. Let's be honest. They do look awkward. Um, unless they're technically sound, like the co-main event. But Justin Taffa, 29 years old. Shout out to Junior Taffa. Junior picked up a win a little while ago against Parker Porter. Blasted that dude. 6 foot tall, 74-inch reach. Definitely reach disadvantage. Power advantage? Yes. Will he manage to land it? Oh, yeah. He definitely will. 6 wins by finish. He's been knocked out once. And that one knockout, the one knockout loss was to actually, I think it was Yorgan. Yeah, well, Yorgan De Castro. The counter right. See, my memory, man. He lost twice by decision. But before the Austin Lane poke, he beat Parker Porter and Harry Hunsucker. He did miss weight though, but he did beat Harry Hunsucker. He lost to Jared Vanderer, only God in heaven knows how. Carlos Felipe. Actually, both of those fights he lost on volume, which is crazy. But yeah, Vanderer outstruck Taffa. Carlos Felipe outstruck Taffa. Weird, I know, but yeah. This is gonna be a game of inches, and Lane has the longer reach. He should fight at a certain range. Taffa has a way of luring people in so they can fight within his range. He forces people to step in that range, step into his range, and land big shots. He also can press the action if he lands strong enough shots. Lane, for all the abilities, I'm still going to take that boy, man. Big boy, Justin Taffa. Next fight here, Manel Kape versus Felipe Dos Santos. Felipe is 7-0. Kape is 18-6 in the flyweight division. Felipe wasn't even supposed to be on this card. They're giving him a shot, though. It was supposed to be Kai Kara France. But unfortunately, Kai Kara got injured. It's kind of crazy, man. Manel was supposed to fight Eric Perez. Perez had that horrible situation. Now he's supposed to fight Kai Kara France. Kai Kara France pulls out. But yo, Felipe, 22 years old, 5'7". They don't have a reach. 7-fight win streak, of course, because he's undefeated, though. But he's out of shooter box. 5 wins by stoppage. Finishes. 2 by strikes, 3 by submissions, 2 decision wins. Coming right out of the LFA card. Coming out of LFA. Coming out of shooter box. I always talk about shooter box. Shooter box is a dangerous clan of dudes. If you were the fighter and you say, yo, I'm jumping in the shooter box, and you spend time in shooter box, like real good time, like a year plus, bruh, God bless. This kid is going to run forward into this man. Manel Kape, a.k.a. Starboy, 18-6. The former rising bantamweight champion, right? Bantamweight flyweight champ. Representing Extreme Couture. Ain't that right? My boy was with American Kickboxing Academy, but they have him listed in Extreme Couture now. Interesting. 29 years old, 5'5", 68-inch reach. Yeah, I wonder what was the purpose for that. But 16 wins by finish. He's only lost the 6 times, 2 to submission. He's only been finished twice, and he has 4 losses by decision. He's never been knocked out or technically knocked out. And if you ever see his fights, Some of his fights are wars. So to see that he's never been knocked out or technically knocked out is crazy. So far in his run, he had the hiccups against Pantoja and Nicolau. But since then, beat Ode Osborne, knocked out Ode, even though he missed weight. Zarga Zumagulov finished him in the first round. David Dvorak. Oh my God. I love David Dvorak. But David Dvorak got broken down in the worst way possible against Manel Kape. The worst. Other than that, dude, this man had a good run. He lost to Oka Sasaki, who has fought for the UFC. Kai Asakura, who's still the top guy in Rising. And Kyoji Horiguchi, who is the top guy in Rising as well. Shout out to Kyoji, man. I know Kyoji wanted to get that title, that flyweight title, but that unfortunate situation there. But let's get into it. Manel Kape, power puncher. Manel Kape, good counter shot striker. He brings big power. He has an underrated wrestling game. When it comes to shooter box fighters, always expect them to be in your face. This dude got some wins by submission. He got wins by decision. But he is coming in as a 22-year-old ready to throw heat. Okay? You're on the main card of a pay-per-view. The main card. That boy is going out there in a blaze of glory. Win or no. It's not even a matter of win or lose. It's whether you win or lose, you got to look good doing it. If he looks good, even in a loss, man, you got your ticket. You got your ticket. You got your official UFC ticket. Do not go out there and cave under the pressure, my boy. Go out there and do your thing. You're expecting explosiveness from this kid and a hunger to finish this fight. Kape don't play those games either. And he's gonna look to make an example out of this kid. Especially since the fact that he didn't get to fight the guy he wanted to fight. Man. Whether this goes to decision or you get a finish, it's going to be a rough watch, but an exciting watch. So, we'll watch. Co-main event, Tai Tuivasa, Alexander Volkov. Now, Volkov's gotten his rhythm back. 36-10. The former Bellator heavyweight champion, Drago, is 34 years old. 6'7" with the 80-inch reach. Currently riding a 2-fight win streak. This man has 24 wins by strikes, 3 wins by submission, and 9 by decision. He's only lost to strikes twice. He got 3 losses by submission, 5 losses by decision. And one of those losses by Derek Lewis on strikes. One of those submissions is Tom Aspinall. That's wild. The only 2 people to stop him by strikes is Derek Lewis and Vitaly Minakov. Ain't that fucking crazy? Like, yo, Minakov. What? And that was back in 2013. Oh, my God. Yo, regardless of what they want to tell you about Volkov, I'll tell you straight up. Volkov's a multi-time kickboxing world champion. He is very skilled. Even though he doesn't have that many submission wins, he has a submission game. But his bread and butter is his striking. And he seems to refine himself to have gotten a second, third win in this division, beating Rosenstrike with the first round win, and then beating Romanov. He cleaned the Romanov's clock, man. He escaped a takedown, had Romanov on the ground, and finished Romanov. Bruh. Bruh. The guy got skills. 80-inch reach, constantly picking you apart from range. Super skilled guy, man. His setups for his strikes are pretty good. He has the jab. He can throw the straight right hand. He has the big old head kicks. He throws nasty pretty solid leg kicks. I won't say nasty, but his body work is crazy. His body kicking, too. And as I mentioned, he could pick you apart from range. You know, look what he did. You know, they try to play this man and have him fight Greg Hardy in Moscow. That was ugly. Marcin Tabora got picked apart. Overeem handled. Walt Harris got picked apart. Greg Hardy picked apart. Verdum got that grappling in, and then this dude said, nah, you're getting picked apart. Stefan Struve, who has a longer reach than him, got picked apart and annihilated. Roy Nelson picked apart. Tim Johnson, even though Johnson got those takedowns, he got picked. Attila Vang up in M1 picked apart. The guy is good, but it's just he gets into these waves, man. But he's going up against a tough hombre who might get picked apart. Tai Tuivasa, man. You know, Bam Bam. Former actually he was in the top 5, which is that's fucking crazy, bro. This man was a number 5 or number 3 guy in the heavyweight division at one point. Fought Cyril Gahn. My man is 30 years old, 6'2", 75-inch reach. Oh, the New South Wales. This man has no submission wins, but 14 wins by KO or TKO, 3 losses by KO or TKO, 1 submission loss, 1 decision win, and 1 decision loss. And let me try out of my mind the three KO losses. It would be Pavlovich, Gahn, and Dos Santos, I think. Yeah. Sergey, Gahn. Yeah, and Dos Santos. Yeah, that's right. See? My mind. I got a good memory, man. But yeah. Before the 2 losses, he had beat Derek Lewis to get himself right there in a title opportunity. He beat Augusto Sakai in less than 2 rounds. And Sakai is a giant of a man. Greg Hardy, he knocked that boy cold, man. Harry Hunsucker, Stefan Struve. But then he went through that 3-fight rough patch. You know, the Dos Santos loss. Blagoy Ivanov was a close fight, but Ivanov, you're going to have a close fight with Ivanov, even if you don't want to. And Sergey Spivak choked him out, submission. Before that, he had that good run coming into the UFC. But yeah, man. Ty don't do nothing spectacular. He has a good chin. He's working a little bit on the wrestling aspects. He's worked his clinch game. He has the lunging hook, similar to Mark Hunt. I think all the Samoan dudes, Australian Samoan guys got that now. The lunging hook, whether it's a right or a left hook. But yeah, got the hook. He throws these close range elbows now. I love that elbow shit. His elbows are nasty from close range. Woo! That clinch range. Woo! He throws some good body shots, but it's just that he's gonna be the shorter guy in the shorter distance. But he knows how to close distance. He has to smother Volkov to get this win. Volkov has to fight at range. If he gets close, throw, probably an elbow, but he'll definitely shoot knees up the middle. And because of how tall he is, he has the ability to throw those knees to your chin with little to no effort. But for Tuivasa to win, Tuivasa has to smother this guy. Take away that kicking distance, bob and weave those jabs, land your shots, man. You're in front of your hometown. You got to get it done. It's going to be a tough ask. I'm going to go with Volkov, but if Bam Bam wins, I won't be surprised. I mean, I will be thoroughly surprised, but I won't be mad. I'll be happy. But it's just going to be a matter of footwork. Just don't plod. You got to get light on your feet and move, though, man. Because Volkov will. But you got to catch Volkov when he's flat-footed. Because Volkov fights with so much damn range, you could catch him you could catch him slacking off, and just go for broke. But now we got our main event. Adesanya, Strickland, Adesanya. I mentioned it. Strickland got this opportunity. Strickland's a guy on volume. Good movement, marches forward, throws shots and volleys, doesn't quit, can gas his opponents out. Adesanya, as skinny as you want to say, that man has power, man. That boy's ability to knock motherfuckers out is crazy, but to adjust to all these fights and find his way to his path to victory has been nothing short of amazing to watch. He got another opportunity here to show why he is great. He had the hiccup against Pereira. He finished Pereira in the rematch. Man's good. Nice footwork. Keeps things in motion. Prods with the jab. Probes with the jab. Throws the leg kicks. Smack with the leg kicks. Can freaking overwhelm you on leg kicks. Good shots to the body. Good movement. Good footwork. Good reads on his opponents. That's one of the things that I mentioned a little earlier. His ability to read guys, because he's been doing kickboxing for so damn long, is crazy. So he's able to read opponents. Sean Strickland, I don't think he's gonna bring anything crazy like that, but just what he brings normally. Only 2 losses on Israel Adesanya's MMA record. 34 years old, 6'4" with the 80-inch reach. I just mentioned other 6'4" guys and 80 inches. And I don't really got to go into record on who he's fought, because more than likely you know who he's fought already, right? So Sean Strickland, 27-5, fought in 2 divisions, welterweight and middleweight. 32 years old, 6'1", 76-inch reach. So we understand Izzy's reach, big factor here. Now, 15 wins by finish. He has 4 submission wins. He has 11 wins by KO or TKO, 2 losses by KO TKO, 12 decision wins, 3 decision losses. So this man, as I mentioned, the cardio will carry for him to get some of these wins. But other than Alex Pereira, the last time this man got finished was in 2018 by Zaleski dos Santos. You know what I mean? So that was back at welterweight. Strickland's managed to pick up some quality wins for himself, although the critique is that he hasn't picked up a top 10 win. You know, he beat Agu. Okay, so look, he beat Abus Magomedov, but Abus wasn't ranked. Abus fought in the first season of the PFL, lost to my boy Taylor. I always forget this guy's name. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Lost to Taylor out of Rufus Sport. Lewis Taylor, there you go. He beat Nasruddin Imavov. They fought at light heavyweight though. Lost to Jared Cannonier. Lost to Alex Pereira. He beat Jack Hermanson. He beat Jack, but unfortunately Jack wasn't really a top 10 guy. He barely got by Jack. He beat Uriah Hall, Jotko, Brendan Allen. He stopped Brendan Allen. Jack Marshman. That was all the fights in middleweight. Now, he got the opportunity here. All I say, for Strickland to win, and a lot of people are just writing this off like, yo, Strickland ain't winning. If Strickland wants to win, he has to keep pressure from bell to bell. You can't go in there with the Marvin Vettori style of pressure, where you're going to go over there, you're going to get punched in your head, and, yo, I think I won the fight, but here you are swinging for the fences and you're missing. You're getting picked off by shots, and you're walking headfirst into jabs. No, that's not how it's going to work. You have to keep your defense up, keep defense up, and put pressure. Put pressure on Izzy. Take away the leg kicks, but be wary of the counter striking. And you have to do that bell for bell, round for round. Leg kicks, punches, whether to the head. If Izzy's keeping defense up high, work the body, and you have to do that all the rounds, no let up. If you need a takedown, go for a takedown, but immediately if that takedown don't work, go right back to striking and keep that pressure on for all the rounds until he looks like he's broken. Tough to break him, but you have to do it. Izzy just got to do what he does, and that's keep that range, fire those leg kicks, throw the heavy body kicks, throw your punches, use that jab. He likes to double up, and sometimes he likes to get fancy and triple up on the jab on occasion, but he likes to double jab and double jab, throw the leg kick, double jab, and throw a quick combination. But one of the things that I mentioned, besides his awareness, is that he could throw a combination and then counter off that combination if you try to throw some shit. Izzy's just that guy. It's fair to say, Izzy's that guy. Volkanovski's that dude. Izzy's that guy. Okay? But I like this fight. The card itself overall may not be the decked out card of like superstars that you look forward to, but the fights are matched up pretty well. Pray for Shane Young, because if Shane Young loses here, he might get cut. That's just straight up. And enjoy it. There's two fights on boxing end that I want to talk about before I go. There's a fight tomorrow, and there's a fight on Friday. Now, tomorrow, if you have nothing to watch and you're the Zone subscriber, the Zone got boxing at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Golden Boy Promotions, Raul Curiel versus Courtney Pennington. Raul is 12-0 against Pennington for the NABF welterweight title. The North American Boxing Federation welterweight title. That'll be the main event. The co-main event is by a dude by the name of Manuel Flores, who's 15-1 against Jerson Ortiz, who's 17-7. We got Grant Flores, who's 2-0 versus Jalik Bogle, who's 4-1-2. And the rest of this card is made up of pretty much young folks who are trying to get their way into the door in Golden Boy. They got one matchup which is kind of weird. Well, they got a Philippine matchup. Leonardo Sanchez, who's 5-0, versus John Mark Altamain, who's 8-4 out of the Philippines. That's a good matchup at 130. And George Chavez, who's 7-0, against a dude by the name of Marvin Solano, who is 24-10. Boxing's weird. But yeah, even Golden Boy is weirder. But yeah, check that out on Thursday if you have nothing to do tomorrow. No. But I will be tuning in if there's nothing on Friday for a very interesting boxing card. On ESPN by Eye the Tiger Management in Quebec, Canada. Live in Quebec. As a dude by the name of Christian Mbili, out of Cameroon, 24-0. We'll be fighting Damon Nicholson, 26-5-1. For the WBC Continental America's Super Middleweight title. I am very happy to watch this. Christian is a very skilled guy. A very skilled boxer. I've watched a couple of his fights. I've been an on and off guy when watching some of these guys. But he trains in France. The kid's a killer. Okay? This man got a lot of finishes. He finishes in less than 5 rounds for the most part. 5 rounds or less. He does have decision wins where he's really when he finishes in dramatic fashion. But he has an overhand. The fucking speed that comes off these overhands are insane. The way he throws these hooks is crazy. His body work is crazy. But these overhands. And he could throw an overhand with either hand. Scary power, bro. Scary power. They got the NABF super lightweight title between Steve Claggett out of Canada, who's 35-7-2, against Carlos Sanchez, who's 24-1. Alexander Gaumont, who's 8-0, versus Ulysses Tovar, who's 7-0. Tameya Nagy, who's 3-1, versus a lady by the name of Vanessa Lepag Joannis. Goes by the nickname of Rampage. She's 5-1. That is at a 200-pound. That is a 200-pound ladies fight. 200. What the fuck? I didn't even know ladies could fight that. Well, damn. Did Ann Wolf fought that wrong? Nah, I'm not even sure. Man, that shit gonna make me look that back up now. But yeah, Mehmet Unal, who's 4-0, will be fighting Hernan David Perez, who's 9-8, Christopher Guerrero, 7-0, will be fighting Vaseline Markov, not Vaseline, Vaseline. Harley David O'Reilly versus Israel Nara, No Lopez, and a couple other folks here in the area. Not much, but it's a good card. I'll probably watch it, probably stream it. Maybe we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and before I go, the Contender Series was yesterday. The Contender Series was pretty good. I like to say it was an interesting Contender Series. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you're trying to tune into something, Cage Warriors 159 is gonna be on Friday at 9. Will I watch that? I don't know. It'll be in San Diego. I'll probably bail. I don't even feel comfortable saying that. The main event is freaking Trevin Jones versus Wilson Hayes at bantamweight. Why? Why? Toby Mesek, who's fought around, I know of him. He's pretty good. Don't let the record fool you. He's pretty good. Versus Roberto Hernandez, who's 7-1. Elijah Leggett, who's 5-1. Versus John De Jesus, who's 16-11. Sean Rose, who's 1-1. Why would you stick a heavyweight fight? See, Cage Warriors, what the fuck y'all be doing? You have a co-main event. All those fights are good. And then you stick a 1-1 guy versus a guy making his pro debut. What the fuck? I'll tell you, Cage Warriors be having the most upside ass down fucking matchmaking. See, now I see why some of these guys be fucking booty, man. What the hell? Yeah, it was weird. But if you want to catch it, it's on Friday at 9 o'clock. But yeah. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Wilson Hayes versus Trevin Jones does not make me hype. No. If that was like an ex MMA card, I would be like, yo, let's go do that. Because at least ex MMA would match that up with some good fights around it. But what the fuck? The fuck is that? Come on, man. But yeah, Cage Warriors. Not Cage Warriors. Dana White's Contender Series. So one of the fights got scratched off. It did get scratched off. It got changed last minute. Rain Guerrero was supposed to fight a lady by the name of Corinne Laframboise. I mentioned it last week. She had to pull out. So they had a young lady by the name of Dion Barbosa come in. She's 31 years old. She trains with a couple folks here and there. Yeah, that young lady showed up. She showed up. She came in. She fought Guerrero. She had good position. Guerrero managed to switch up the position, get top position, and work real well. And then Barbosa caught an arm bar. She caught that lady's arm, locked up this arm bar, locked up both the arms. Homegirl couldn't even tap. She had to scream, I quit. I tap. Barbosa got a contract. And she fine, though. Dione, she's fine. John Silva, the fighting nerds, fought a dude by the name of Kevin Vallejos. This was a good scrap until the mid-second round. Then Silva just caught him with some ill stuff. I like Vallejos. I think Vallejos should come back. He's 21. He's young. He had good striking. He took his time to find his work. where he needed to land shots. He landed some mean body hook. Ooh, these hooks to the body, boy. He was landing some good shots. He had some good footwork going. He just got caught by a mean shot from Silva, and then Silva threw some nasty stuff, and then catches this dude with a nasty left knee to the chin. Oh my God, he almost finished him. But Vallejos rallied, got back in there in the third round, and it was kind of like cool. And the same thing happened again. John Silva out of Fighting Nerds wins a contract unanimous decision. I'm gonna save you the crime of this. Dylan Budka fought a dude by the name of Chad Hanakam. Hanakam was from South Africa. This was the most boring fight in Contender Series history. It was one of the most dull fights in the world. I thought Dylan Budka was not going to get a contract. But then when Dana White talked about how Dylan had fought at a much heavier weight and then had to cut down to make this weight, and then hear that Budka is a natural 170 guy, bruh, I was like, all right. So they invited. Not only did he got the win, because even though the fight was boring, not for nothing, it really wasn't his fault. The fight was boring, but it really wasn't his fault. Hanakam didn't do much. And Hanakam was the bigger guy of the two. He didn't do much. So Budka got the win. He got an invite to the UFC PI, and he got a contract. Serhi Sydney fought a dude by the name of Ramon Tavares. They were striking. It was nice on the feet. Sydney caught him with a straight right hand. Tavares fell. He went in there, tried to go for the kill. Ref stops it early. Jason McDonald. Is it Jason McDonald? It's not Jason McDonald. Kevin McDonald. There you go. Kevin McDonald came in. Late notice. I had to check it just to make sure. Kevin McDonald came in. Stopped the fight way too early. Way too early. So now wasn't Dana White only heated because the fight before that, the Budka fight, was garbage. But then the ref stoppage early. Oh, Dana was super pissed. But then the light shined. Bruno Lopez and Brenson Ribeiro fought in the main event of this week's Contender Series. A lot of striking was going on. A lot of crazy wind shots was going on. Lopez was out there throwing big kicks and keeping Ribeiro humble. Looked like he was winning this fight. They got into a crazy exchange. Ribeiro's pressed against the cage. Bruno throws his shots and miss. Bredson Ribeiro throws a freaking Hades Comet of a right hand. Boom! Lopez crumbles to the ground. Blah. Tries to get back up. Ribeiro drops and throws Thor's hammers of Hammer Fist and proceeded to knock this man, Bruno Lopez, in and out of consciousness. Bruh, that shit was epic. Bredson Ribeiro wins in the first round, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Bredson Ribeiro puts a smile on Dana White's face, had all of Dana White's juices flowing, and Dana White said, yo, you got a contract, man. Damn, he might have saved the night. He might have saved the night. He saved the night. But that was it. So Going into week 6 will be next week. Um, we could check out next week, week 6. Let's check out week 6. Let's see what week 6 brings. So week 6, we got Julia Polastri, who's 11-3, out of Brazil, versus Patricia Alujas, who's 9-2, out of Paraguay, but currently riding a 5-5 win streak. 6 wins by submission, 2 wins by decision, 1 win by DQ. She's been submitted once and lost by decision once. Okay. Palastri, I've seen her fight before. The Dragon. Yes, indeed. 25 years old. 6 wins by finish, 5 wins by decision. Yeah, she had a brief little stint there up in LFA. Yeah. But other than that, she did fight back on 2021, surprisingly, on the Contender Series. She fought but she lost to Jasmine Jasudavicius. Impressive enough, she beat Jessica Dalboni in Shooto, Brazil. Uh, she beat Daniela da Silva, and she fought Velasca Machado. Hmm. Dalboni is the former Invicta atomweight champ. There you go. We got Eduardo Nieves, who's 7-1, versus Jonathan Deniz, who's 5-0. John Matsumoto, who's 13-0, versus Casey Tanner, who's 6-0. Oh yeah, the Neves Deniz fight is a battle of Brazilians at heavyweight. On AJ Cunningham, ooh, versus Stephen Gwynn. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Yes, the Fortis MMA prospect. Yes. 3 wins by finish, 2 by decision. He's only lost by strikes once. And that was back against Alon Cruz. Yep. But other than that, this dude got a. Yeah, he got good. He was undefeated as an amateur. But yeah, the kid is good, man. Hmm. And even though he did lose against Alon, he had a good fight against Alon until the knee came. But he fought pretty damn solid in that fight. But AJ Cunningham, 8-2. Ooh. Yeah, man. AJ's a good guy, man. He only got he's never been finished. He's never been finished. This is gonna be a good fight. Yeah, you see, this is a wake up fight right here. I like this. And then we got James Lontop out of Peru against Malik Lewis. It's a 155-pound fight. Oh shit. Peruvians. Yeah, he's out of Jackson Wink camp. He's only been stopped once. His one loss is a stoppage, and it was against Trevor Peak. But yeah, man, that's gonna be next week. So with that said, that's all we doing. I think there's gonna be one fighting. You can catch one fighting on Friday morning. Um, I think I talked about the what's gonna happen with the Bellator thing. Yeah, I talked about that. Um, if I feel up to it, probably Sunday. Well, then depending, because I think we got this Bell Kings, this football stuff. But if I have anything news wise, because I think I gotta do one of those where I'm just talking news. I'll do that. But other than that, that's all for now. Um, I always say I'm gonna do fight announcement stuff, but because you don't know when a fight's gonna be official or not, so I'll just leave that as it is. But that's it, man. I'm your boy, Mr. B. You trying to find me? New Year, same B at Mr. B 1986 is my Twitter handle. My Twitter, you find me there. Um, I jump on here, random podcasters, um, doing podcasts, whether it's the Late Night Parents with Ted Hicks and Tony D, the Bell Kings with Tony D, and the guys, Tony D, Big Brian, um, Ted, Fireman Rich, and we're doing that this year. We kicked off last year. Well, I think it kicked off Monday. Sunday actually kicked off Sunday with the draft. But we'll be doing that. Um, and I'm on OK Live. If you're trying to watch some fights, I'm on OK Live. Catch me there. Where watch fights and I do commentary. Other than that, I'm going. I'm gonna go chill for a little bit, then watch wrestling because wrestling is crazy right now. But with that said, you guys be good. You guys be easy. Y'all take care. And I see y'all when I see y'all. Be good. Till then, peace.